In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. I'm Torgo. Welcome back to the Torgo Entertainment YouTube channel. Welcome back to another gig log. And most importantly, welcome back to another wedding. Today is August 31st. We have practically reached the end of summer, at least that's what the experts say, with Labor Day just around the corner. But the wedding season does not stop for us here because we have yet another wedding today. Today is the wedding of Bethany and Brian. This was a Wedding Wire inquiry with a twist. As it turns out, Bethany found me on Wedding Wire and, did the standard back and forth, decided to hire me. And as I was drafting the contract, I noticed that I recognized Brian's last name. And I was like, well, what's this from? And I was like, oh yeah, I went to high school with this guy. Didn't really involve ourselves in the same social circles, but as it turns out, I know the guy, and that was a pure coincidence, so we're gonna have quite a few people at this wedding that I went to high school with that were in my graduating class of 2005. And that makes me a little bit nervous. Maybe you can relate to this, but when it comes to performing for strangers, I don't really have a problem whatsoever. When it comes to people that you actually know, I feel like that their expectations are a little bit higher because they know you, they know what you're capable of, and they know what to expect, and they feel like they may want to try and get a little bit more out of you. So that's the only thing that worries me a little bit. This wedding takes place at Fontainebleau Inn in Alpine, New York, which, if you don't know where that is, let's go to the map. It's not very far, about 35 to 40 minutes away, nothing too crazy, not quite Ithaca level distance. I've actually done a couple weddings there before, so I know how the layout of this place works. We will be outside on their back deck. They have an area there specifically for wedding receptions, and they have a cord coming out to that area which we will daisy chain into our setup, and that will allow us to tap into the house system so everybody eating inside can hear what we're doing. The only thing that's new about this one is they're having a ceremony at the church on site, and I haven't actually done that before. I've done one where they have it out on the lawn overlooking the water, and I did a wedding where they didn't have the ceremony on site at all, but the ceremony should be pretty simple today. They don't even want a microphone for the ceremony. It's just music, Chromebook, speakers, that's it. The other thing that makes me a little bit wary is it's a Disney themed wedding, so the ceremony has 19 different songs that they want. And they're all really short, a lot of it's during the preceding portion. The cocktail hour is strictly Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Ella Fitzgerald, the standards. And the problem with that is I'm not that well versed in the classics from the 40s and 50s, apart from the go-to names like I just mentioned, apart from a couple other ones. Because my knowledge of traditional pop is a little bit lacking, I don't know what makes something good or bad, and I always pride myself on my cocktail hour and dinner music being pretty solid, so I'm always a little bit hesitant, especially because this is the first time I've had to play this kind of music at cocktail hour and dinner in about 4 years. If I can handle the EDM wedding, I think I can handle a cocktail hour that's a little on the classical side. But another advantage of being at this venue before is I know exactly what the layout's gonna be, which means I know not to bring the glow totems. I love my moving heads dearly, and I didn't use them last week, remember, because the layout of the shed that I was in didn't really allow for it. It was far too reflective, and I happen to know that the canopy that they have set up out back will not have any sides on it this time, so there's really no point in having the moving heads when there's nothing for the surfaces to reflect off. It's just gonna blind people, and it's gonna be completely extraneous. We are gonna do a little bit of uplighting in the reception area, though. I have to figure out exactly what color I wanna do because their colors are gold, navy, and burgundy, which is an incredibly popular trio of colors for the 2019 wedding season. Let me know in the comments if you found that to be the case as well. Strap in, I'm ready, let's go. This looks very familiar to the picture I showed from last year, except now I have my facade The one with the Taco Bell thing on it, as you know, that's from Dragon Front Boards. Standard speaker stands, the Chauvet Wash FX, my ADJ Power Bar Link, my QSC K10.2 speakers, nothing out of the ordinary here. If you've seen any other of my videos, I have one of my EV subwoofers off to the side. That's a 12-inch subwoofer, just for projection's sake, and I knew we didn't really need two for this particular wedding. Here we have my tablets running my DMX Go from Samsung, my Pioneer DDJ SX2 controller.
It's the most expensive machine in the whole hospital. It costs over £750,000. Aren't you lucky?
Thank you, Phil. Anyway, we have my microphone set up with my radial mixer, my Audio-Technica headphones, my Shure microphones. Down here, we have my 9H UB bars from ADJ. We have my trash can. I had to get a new one recently. My anti-fatigue mat. It works. Shut up. And we have my tripod for the camcorder. Coming around the front just to get another look at everything, I'm going to briefly show you inside where we put the uplighting. It won't show up great on camera, but we have 12 uplights in here, just scattered throughout the room. We went with the amber color. Hi, Phil, go away. We have the amber color because that looks the best in here, especially when it's darker. We have a mix of those with the rating and those without the rating, as I've mentioned in a previous video, but they're element hexes all the same. Looking at the front of the building, I have to show you how much of a distance it is to the ceremony. Yes, we had the ability to drive stuff to the church. This is me walking. This is the path that everybody had to take from the actual inn to the ceremony. You can kind of make out the church back there. There's the Lawrence Memorial Chapel, and here's the inside. That's where the ceremony takes place, obviously. It's a little on the small side, so we are tuckered in the back. We have my 4-foot table. We have my Chromebook. We have my Xenix Q502 mixer. All we need is the in for the headphone jack. My 2 RCF 708A speakers. Nothing too crazy here. 2 speaker stands. Extension cord. We have the 1/4 inch running into the mixer, and yes, they provided us with a generator. Thank you very much. And now for something different. This is the interactive portion of the video. Answer in the comments. So there are 16 tables, and this is a Disney-themed wedding, and each one's got different centerpieces and whatnot, so we're gonna try and guess what each one is. This has a ball of keys.
A ball of keys, and I see a heart with an arrow through it. Somebody know anything I'm thinking is Alice in Wonderland?
Maybe. I don't know. We can come back to that. Table 2, which has a magic lamp on it. Which of course means
all dogs go to heaven.
it's not even Disney. There's birds.
Presumably.
Thank you. We're gonna skip to table 7, which has, well, these candles are spotted, so I would be led to believe that that is 101 Dalmatians. That would make sense to me.
I mean, sure.
Do you see spotted candles on any other one? I do not. This one has picture frames. I don't know what this is.
Little box.
Thank you. An apple?
Like
Snow White. I bet it's gotta be Snow
White.
White.
Snow White-ish.
Okay.
Picture, yeah, I mean, the frame's like the mirror. Magic mirror.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, here we have a swan. And birdcage, which means it's the birdcage with Nathan Lane.
I don't know if that was a Disney movie.
Oh, there's like ice in there. Oh, you know what? Frozen. I bet it's Frozen.
Probably Frozen. Yeah, definitely ice cubes.
Yep. Over here we have Dove.
I saw this one,
books.
and then over there was an ampersand. I'm thinking Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Belle was all big on books.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like it. Look at us being smart.
Being a father. Only Disney movies.
This one is blank, so that means
Just a
it's
glass of water.
it's Song of the South, like it's just been erased.
Oh, ugh.
Same with this one. Same with this one. Man, they went all in on the Song of the South theme.
It's the parts of Fantasia that they don't talk about anymore. The parts with the centaur.
Okay, this has an elephant, which means it has to be Dumbo.
I don't know, because it's like... Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, probably is Dumbo. I was going to say maybe Jungle Book, just because it's got animals being good.
The bare necessities. And a dinosaur.
And dinosaur.
I don't remember there being a dinosaur in the Jungle Book.
I don't remember him either.
Here we have... What's this supposed to be? Flower? Avatar.
A polyhedron.
Well, this has a dinosaur on it, too.
No, this one didn't have the dinosaur.
There's a dinosaur right there.
Oh,
You're in.
dinosaur. There's like 4 tables of dinosaurs. I do not remember that many dinosaur movies with Disney.
I don't know. Maybe the comment section can tell us.
Was Jurassic Park Disney?
Jurassic Park was not a Disney movie.
There's like 6.
And here we have pears. A lot of pears. Well, Little Mermaid's got to be one of them, I imagine. We haven't gotten there yet. Oh, I think I know which one's Little Mermaid.
There's one over there with blue water.
With water. Yeah, this one has to be, because it's water themed. And there's a dinosaur.
Yeah, I remember the dinosaur one. Yeah,
And
I don't know what this one is. Bears and a picture.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is.
Have to ask.
Did we go this one? I don't think we did this one. Plants and
And dinosaur.
a dinosaur. Someone's playing a prank. We got little buds.
Well, maybe the groom was like, all right, you can have Disney princesses theme. I'm throwing some dinosaurs on every table too.
And gee, I wonder which one this is supposed to be. Now here's the confusing thing. This is Cinderella. I'm pretty sure this is Sleeping Beauty.
No, it's Cinderella.
Is it Cinderella? I haven't seen Cinderella in a long time.
Yeah, that's because that's the fairy godmother.
Uh-huh. They should have a shoe. And that's, Cinderella. Disney's castle is based on... Yeah.
Castle at Disney World.
Yep. So we did it.
Kind of.
Well, again, leave a comment in the comment section if you can tell me what the rest of these are. Bill, anything to add? Thank you. Let's go. My first stop. You're the meatballs to my sauce. I mean that 2 ways. When we decide to do something together, it's always great. Second, we make good pasta and meatballs.
What a man. What a man. Oh my goodness.
Now let me introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Brian and Bethany DeMont.
First up, we have the parents of the groom, Dick and Billy Sue DeMont. Not to be outdone, parents of the bride, Jim and Candy Paris. Bridesmaid Kelsey Adrianson, escorted by groomsman Drew Cartwright. Bridesmaid Amanda Anguish, escorted by groomsman John DePrimo. Bridesmaid Jackie Depew, escorted by groomsman Kevin DeMont. Maids of honor Karen and Christina Perez, escorted by best man Greg Bates. And your newlyweds, give it up for Bethany and Brian DeMont.
However, Brian has 4, you can become one of the pair's girls. Yeah, there's a few things you gotta know. Number 1, you have to memorize the entire script of The Parent Trap. You need to recognize when we're quoting friends and just simply talking in unison. 3, you need to understand Bethany's noises and what they mean.
And I'm so happy for you that you found your best friend in Brian. Because how often does that happen, really? I mean, not that often. Like 98% happy for you guys, and only like 2% jealous. Only 2%. That's not there. That's also a friend's quote.
And as family members, you really should know about one another, right? Especially Bethany's family, as they welcome Brian into their family. They need to know these things about him. And it's my responsibility, and really the right thing to do, because I believe in full disclosure, to let you know. So, the first thing you need to know about Brian is that growing up, he was in a gang. He also used to ride this bicycle around. It's, I guess you would call it a hoopty. It was basically all chrome. And I shit you not, it had a banana seat. It was covered in blue velvet. This was a gang that rode said bicycle around town with a boombox listening to Michael Jackson.
Bethany and Brian have chosen a very special song. This one is by an artist named Father John Misty. And it is called Real Love, Baby. All right, if you've been married less than 5 years, we ask that you leave the floor at this time. Less than 5 years. Too bad, so sad. If you've been married exactly 5 years, you can leave the dance floor at this time. I can play that game too. And let's go for 20 years or less. I'm counting 9 couples that have been together at least 30 years. Let's go 40. They have their anniversary coming up in January, and on January it will be 60 years of marriage. All right, this next one is going out to Brian, specifically because I have a very sneaking suspicion he will hear this song an awful lot in the upcoming years. Yeah, Spider-Man and freezing full of that. I'm ready. I'm ready, shit. First time I've ever played that one. This one goes up by request.
Stop on the dot. When I say freeze, you just freeze one time. When I say freeze, y'all stop on the dot. Freeze. Now, all the ladies in the place. One man great, so they gotta be great. I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got head problems like a human in me. Bling bling, and I find that's the goddess in me. You could have had a bad bitch, not the middle. Help me with your career, you just a little. She said she'd never turn on me.
I don't know if that's a request or if you're just spelling poorly.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Girl, wobble it, and I'ma gobble it. I see you moving your head, go ahead, bobble it. You can cradle in bed, I'm straight racking it. The girl say, man, like this, go right.
And we're back the morning after. As you can tell, that went really well. Ceremony went off perfectly fine. It was a little bit cramped in the back of the church because not only did I have all my sound equipment there, and Phil had the video camera on the opposite corner, as you probably figured out, but they had another videographer, a family friend who was doing it as their wedding gift. We didn't know that. So we had 3 people crammed in the back of the church, and then they ran out of seating. Too many people showed up for this tiny little church. Although the real kicker is this: the groom was told that there's no power in that church. It was built in 1880, so that's why we had to have him bring a generator. If you remember from last month, I'm not really dealing with generators so much anymore if I can really avoid it. And then we get there and there's power. But we're like, you know what, we have this generator. I don't know how rickety the circuits are inside this place. Let's just use it. And it went perfectly fine. It ended up kind of being like a weird 14-year high school reunion. I'd say about 10 of the guests at this wedding, including the groom, were people I went to high school with, either in my graduating class or 1 or 2 years after that. So it was nice to catch up with some people that I haven't seen in over a decade. And everyone said I did a really great job. The dancing maintained throughout the entire night. They would have kept going past 11 if the noise ordinance wasn't there, so we would have kept pounding away at everything. The only downside with this wedding, the food wasn't that good. The steak was over-seasoned, the potatoes were undercooked, the green beans were definitely undercooked, but there's nothing you can really do about that. Overall, everything went great, Everyone seemed to have a really good time, and I have to buckle in because I have 2 weddings next weekend. As always, a playlist is at the tail end of this video, so you can copy what I'm doing and try to leech off my success, but that's how things go in this business, I get it. But until the next video, I'm Torgo of Torgo Entertainment, and we will see you at the next gig. Take care. And by the way, as it turns out, there was no actual theme to the tables in the reception area. They just had some keepsakes that they had as centerpieces that they put from their home. There wasn't any theme. We were kind of making it up as we go. Sorry. I did that. I can't do it without laughing. I can't do it without laughing.